Hello.
Yeah.
Nice day, huh?
To now it is. It was hot.
Yeah, now it's not. Yeah.
Yeah, now it's hot. Now it's nice. Yeah. Yeah. Are you home? Or are you outside? Are you?
I'm home. Yeah, I'm home.
That's good.
Usher Sharp's mother passed away.
Oh, he
You know the
did?
cousin? You know the cousin Usher Sharp?
Yeah, his mother?
His mother passed away Friday.
She must have been elderly, no?
Yeah.
Where'd she live? In Florida?
Brooklyn.
Oh, Brooklyn, sorry. Oh, okay. Yeah. So sure. So they're all sitting. Did the children go back too? He was the father, probably go back.
Yeah, I don't know. I know that they're in Brooklyn now.
Uh-huh.
I think he has some sisters. I don't know. I think they're all there in Brooklyn.
Uh-huh. Okay. Yeah. I have 5 people saying Kaddish by my million. I have Coleman, the
Yeah.
Madelbaum brothers, Zisblatt, and another guy saying.
I know you have what's his name? Father just passed away, the young guy.
Yeah, Coleman.
No, the other.
Tversky.
Oh yeah, no,
No.
yeah, wife's the son-in-law. Yeah.
Yeah,
Malone.
right. Yeah.
Malone.
Malone.
Yeah.
Heavens by you.
Yeah. For Menachem Marv. Yeah. We done for Menachem Marv already. So this time my son made it plugged. So he done like 625. Menachem Marv. Plug Menachem. So that's the way they say it. They want us to say it like that. Because then you can down Marv right away if you down plug Menachem.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not a rabbi.
Whatever it'll do. Whatever it'll do.
Samech Gimel Amid Beis on the bottom Mishnah. Haisha Shamri Skabeli Giti. The woman appoints a Shaliach Kabbalah to receive the get. Now, there's a Richa Shtei Kite Edim. 2 sets of Edim. Shnayim Sha'omer B'fanenu Amra. 2 Edim have to say that she appointed the Shaliach to Makabel the get. And Shnayim Sha'omrim B'fanenu Kibel V'Kora. 2 other idioms say, oh, we saw the husband or the husband Shaliach give the get to the Shliach Kabbalah. Then he tore it. The Gemara will tell us why they tore it. It could be the same groups of Eidim. Doesn't have to be 4 people. It could be 2 people. And they gave the same test, the 2 Eidim saw the woman appoint the man to be Shliach Kabbalah, and the same Eidim could see the get given to him. Even one of the Eidim of the first could be mitzaref with a 3rd person, and that same person could be mitzaref with the same 3rd person to see the other Eidim. So you could get away with 3 people minimum. Itmar Baal Omer lefi kodem. The husband says, I gave a get to Ruvain, but not as for him to be a shliach halacha, for him to hold on to it. Now, the shalish, the person who the Baal claims he gave it to watch, said the gerushin. No, that the get was given for gerushin. Mi Neman, who's believed? Ravun Amar Baal Neman, Rav Chizda Amar Shlish Neman. Ravun Amar Baal Neman, Ravuna says that the husband is believed. Shem itish legerushin yavin yalei. Because if he did give it for gerushin, lidav yoav loy niyala. So if the Baal had really wanted to divorce her, he would have given it directly to her. So the fact that he's claiming he gave it as Bikot is more believable. The person who was given the get to hold, because he's believed, the husband had confidence in this person to give him the get. So, and therefore he has, by having the get, he has the power to do something with it. So it makes more sense to believe the shalish. So Masif Rav Abba. Rav Abba asked the Kashan Rav Huna. The litigant who admits is stronger than 180. And a third party is more believed than either the Baldin or the Eidim. Ketza. Ze oimer kach. One says that the guy owes you $1,000. Ze oimer kach. No, it was only $500. Now the shlish, where the guy who owed the money was given the money to hold, to give it to the guy who was owed to, Neman, he's believed over the two of them to say what the debt was. So Rav Huna, who said a Baal is believed and not the Shalish, seems to be a kasha here. So no raya from there. Shiny Mammon, the Yisrael L'Mechila, that the lender had given the Shaliach money and trusted him. So even if the Shaliach changed the amounts, it's money, and the person can always forgive some of the debt. So it's like there was a forgiveness. So there's no raya what they did over there says about a get, because they can't change the facts of the get. Frank the Gemara, I'll show you Batanya the Chain Legittin. In the same price over there, when it talks about the money that was given to pay back, they say the same thing. The third party who's holding the get is also believed. So the Gemara says there, we're not talking about a get divorce, we're talking about gite momon. Even a star that documents alone is called a get. Frank the Gemara over there where it says Legittin Batani v'chein l'shtaros. So it must be Gittin over there means Gittin Oshim. Because you wouldn't say Shtaros and Gittin unless they were talking about two different things. The Gemara says, no, those are two different prices. Mida Gabi Adori Tanya. If they would have been learned in the same price, I would agree. But here they're not learned in the same price. So there's no raya from it. It's not. From our Mishnah raya. Ha'isha sha'amre iskabel giti. The woman tells a shaliach be miskabel the get. So we need edim. Shnaim sheyomer b'fanenu amra. Two edim say that we heard the wife appoint the shaliach to be the shliach kabbalah. Ushnaim sheyomer b'fanenu kibel v'kara. Two edim say, yeah, we saw with our own eyes. The shliach kabbalah received the get and he tore it. Now, Amai, why do we need edim? Lam l'shalish. The husband had given the shaliach the get. So, if we say the shalish is believed, what do you need edim for? He should be believed without edim. However, it's not the same. In the previous case, when the Baal gave it as a pikodon, so the shlish had the get in his possession. So he has control over it. He can do what he wants. So therefore, his words are believed. But here, the get hadn't reached his hands yet. He's not a din sholish yet to be believed. Fine. Tinech. That's in the case Sha'amra, the Eidim who heard the woman appoint the guy to be Shliach Kabbalah. But then the Eidim that said Shekibe Alamali, there he actually received it, so it's in his possession. So he should believe we shouldn't need Eidim. Amar Rav Hamani, Rabbi Eliezer, different reason that we need Eidim there. Sha'amar Eidim Masiri Karti. Remember, there was a machlokas with Rabbi Eliezer, Rabbi Meir, what makes the get. According to Rabbi Eliezer, Eidim, seeing the get either delivered to her or to the shaliach, that's the ikr part of the get. And then that's when it's chal. Okay. So the Mishnah said that the Eidim have to see him receive it and then tear it. Kara lamali. Why does he have to tear it? The Romans made a prohibition to write a get. So after a get was given, and there's chalois of the get, they would tear it up. So there wouldn't be written proof that they did a get. That Ravuna said that the Baal is believed, the Amra Ihi, if the wife says, Lididi Amrli Ashalish, Shaligirushan Yavinile, that the Shalish also told me that it was given to him for divorce purposes, Mehamna. So she's believed. So the Gemara wants to know, Mi'ikimida, Shashalish Gufalo Mehamna. Ravuna doesn't believe the Shalish. V'i Mehamna, and then the woman's going to be believed. So Ella, She'i Amra Kamoididi, if she says in front of me, like Yerushin Yavani Allah was given to me, Mehamna, because Migudi boy Amr Lidido Yavani Allah Baal, she could have easily testified, oh, my husband gave me the get. So she's believed that the Baal gave the Shaliach a get for Gerushin. Baal Omar Gerushin. And Shlish Omar Legerushin. So the Baal gave a get to the Shaliach, and both the Baal and the Shaliach say it was given for a get. Vihi Omeres Nosanli. The wife says, yeah, it was given to me, but Ova. But I lost it. Am Rav Yechnan, Havid Dover Shebe'erva. It's a suffix what's going on here. And it's a Dvar Erva Minat Torah. The Ein Dvar Be'erva Pachos Mishnai. You need two witnesses to say that the get was given to the woman. Her saying it was given and I lost it is not enough. Freik the Gemara Vamai. Number one, Lam Nila Shalish. Let's ask the Shaliach. We said before we believe the Shaliach. Ask the Shaliach if he gave it and if it was a get. But he doesn't have the get anymore. It's only when he has the get in his possession that we believe him, that the get was given. Okay. Lam Nila Baal. The Baal admitted that it was Legerishim. And we should believe him. Sha'amrav Chia Barav Amrav Yechnan. Baal Sha'amar Gerashti is Ishti. A Baal shows up to Bezdin and says, I divorced my wife. Ne'emon. He's believed. So, but in this case, Mi Ka'amar Gerashti, he didn't say. He just said, that which I gave to the Shaliach was a get. But he doesn't know for sure that it was given the right way. So it's not as if he said Girashti. He just testified that he gave the get to the Shaliach. Now, why don't we believe that it's a get? Because he was appointed to give it to her through the principle of Lema Chazaka Shliach Oisa Shlichuso. There is a presumption that when a Shaliach is appointed to do something, we assume that it was done. Shom Rav Yitzchak, Omer l'shluchot tzeva kaddish li isha. A man says to a shaliach, here's money, and be mekadosh me a woman. Stop. He doesn't specify who. Who may shlucho. And the man doesn't know if he was mekadosh a woman and who. From now on, this man can't marry any women. Because any woman that there's a suffix that he gave it to a woman, and any woman might be a relative, like a sister or a daughter or some other relative of the woman he gave it to. So he cannot, and we use the principle of chazaka shliach oisa shlichuso. Since he appointed him a shaliach, we assume that he carried out the shlichus, and he was mekadosh some woman. Because chazaka shliach oisa shlichuso. So how come over here also? Let's use the principle of chazaka and say that the shliach gave the get. So by kiddush l'chumra, we're stringent and we're choishish that every woman is a relative, so we don't allow it. That's l'chumra. Aval l'kula, to say that this woman goes out as a divorced woman, lo, we don't rely on that. So we said, let's believe the husband. We say no. Let's believe the shaliach. No. The woman who says it was a divorce and I was divorced, we should believe her. Kid Ravuna, Dam Ravuna, Aisha Sha'arma Labaila Gerashtani. A woman who says to her husband, you divorced me, Nemenes. Because Chazaka ain't Aisha Meiza Poneb if they bailo. A woman is not going to be so brazen to lie in the face of her husband. If she has no support, other side evidence to support her claim, she's not going to be made punif to lie. But here the Baal himself is saying that he sent a get, and the Shaliach is saying it. So Meiza, she will lie in the guy's face. And therefore we don't believe her through her words alone, unless she could show us the get. Here's the get, and it was given to me. Mishnah. Nara Mayrasa, a girl between 12 and 12 and a half. Father accepted Kiddushin. He vavi mekabel nizgita. Either she herself or her father could be makabel again. And she's divorced. You can't have two people having zchus at the same time. If the father's alive, only he can accept the get. And kol sheni chol lishmor zgita, if a girl is too young that she can't watch the get, we'll see what the gedorm of that is. She cannot be divorced. Now, what are the Chacham and Rabbi Yehuda arguing? My kamifli. Rabban Savri Yada, you say Rasa Zachi Rachmana. The Torah gave an extra yad, the father and her. Rabbi Yehuda said, Malka Mavia Yad Dilei Lav Klamu. When there's a father, then her yad doesn't work. When there's no father,
well, sir,
then she could receive
baby's
it.
picking me up to take me to Willie. Bye-bye.
Then we said, Kol sheni chol lishmor gita and chol lizgarish. If she cannot watch her get, she can't be divorced. Ton Rabbana. Tana yodas lishmor gita. A minor girl who can watch her get miskareshes. V'she'en yodas lishmor gita any miskareshes. Ezo hi ketana she yodas lishmor gita. Kol shemashmer gita v'dover acher. She can watch her get and something else. And what does that mean? My comma. Kol shemashmer dover acher Machmas Gita. She actually lost the get, and she's holding on to something else that she thinks is the get. So that's a ketana that could be divorced. So Maski Ravuna Bar Manoach Hashoita Balma. She could be crazy. She thinks it's a get and she's holding on to something else. That's no effective get there. El Ravuna Bar Manoach Mishmeid Ravacha Breder of Ika. She can tell the difference between a get and something else. And she watches her get and she understands she's not watching something else. Now, in the same vein, you give a child a tzror, a stone, the zork, and he throws it away because he knows it's not worth anything. But if you give him a walnut, egos, the notlo, and he holds on to it, so zochel atzmo, such a child has reached the level where he can create a kinyan, where if you give him something, he's mizakeh for himself. But he ain't zochel acherim. But he still cannot be mizakeh for other people. But if you give him a chafetz, umachziru la'achar shah, somebody gives him an item, and after an hour he gives it back to the guy who gives it to him, because he understands that item doesn't belong to him, belongs to the other guy, then he can be zoicha bein la'atzmo bein la'achim. Such a cotton can be mizakeh for himself and for others. Ki amrisa kamei de Shmuel. When this halacha was said in front of Shmuel, Amar li, do v'do achasi. This and this are one din. Now we don't have my do v'do achasi. Amar chizah echad zeh v'echad zeh. In both cases, all the gedorim, whether zorko v'notlo, or whether chafetz machzira, in either case, zoich la'atzmo vein zoich lachem. He can never reach a madrega where he can be nizakeh for other people. Can be zoich for himself. So, Masif Rav Chinan of Vardon, Rav Chinan who came from the city of Vardina, Ketzod Mishtatfim B'Mavud. You have an alleyway, and multiple chatzeros open up into that mavud. And there's something called shituf mavuos, that they all contribute money. They buy a barrel of wine. They put the barrel in one of the chatzeros, and they combine all of these chatzeros and empty the mavi so they can all carry on Shabbos. So, meniachas chavis, they take the barrel of wine or oil. This barrel belongs to everybody. And he's mezakeh for everybody. He gives it over to his adult children. They can accept the kinyan on behalf of other people. Or if he has an Evet Ivri or an Amma Ivriya, he can do the same thing with them. But the Gemara wants to clarify. What do you mean a Amma Ivriya? Idas Yishtei Cyrus. If she has two heirs, she's a bogeres, so she's released from servitude. My boy Gaveh, she shouldn't be there. And Amma Ivriya is freed b'simani. Elalav Shlos Yishtei Cyrus. So she's a ketana. She doesn't have two Cyrus. Uketani Zoichel Acheri. The Brisa says that even a katana, Amma Ivriya, is zakeh for other people. Not like what Shmuel said, Dein Zoichel Acherim. That's the kasha of Rav Chinan of Vardon. So there's no kasha. Shiny shituf mavuos. That's d'Rabbanan. All of those dinim are rabbinic. And the Chacham were mekel. And there they were mekel that even a cotton can be mezakeh for acher. But in other cases of kinyonim, we don't rely on that. On Rav Chizda Ishtik Vardon, Rav Chinan was quiet. He was knocked out of the box. He didn't answer back, which seems to imply that Rav Chizda had an answer. What should he answer? He should have answered, called Dover, the talking Rabbanon came Deraisa Tikkun. And when the Chachamim made a halacha, they did it like the status of Deraisa. They didn't come up with something else. So he could have responded like that. Why didn't he respond? The Gemara will tell us why he didn't respond. Okay. So the Surba tonight at 8:30 after Mincha and Ma'ariv. And tomorrow, Daf Yomi will be 8:30.
Oh, yeah.